How to achieve more in 7 days by doing more volume, the easy way and the correct way. Now, we all heard the term and word do more volume, but what does it actually mean? I'll explain this whole thing by having this document in front of you and giving you a few examples that I have experienced myself, and I know a lot of people have experienced as well here on social media. And if you have your own business, you can relate to all of this as well. Volume is a skill that a person can master if done correctly. The more tries you make, the more data you get. The more data you get, the better your decisions become. Let's take the driving examples. Now, do you remember the time when you had to get your driving license? You were probably around 16 or 17 years old. Had no experience in driving in a car. Probably haven't really sat in a car before. Unknown feeling or an activity. Kind of like learning to speak a new language, because it's new. Kept stalling all the time and had to restart the car over and over again. Now, the present moment. Now, fast forward to 10 years or a decade or a few years. Now the fun part. How is it going for you now with your driving? Probably more experience. Driving is like walking or running. You had the reps, practice, and the correct amount of volume to back up your credibility on a public road. Probably had your license for years. You drive every single day, or else what's the point of a driving license? Results. Skilled driver who can drive with almost their eyes closed. The other outcome. Now, what if you got your driving license? You passed the test. You haven't really driven a car ever since you got your license. No practice or no car at all. Probably had your license for years, but no way of tracking your driving skills because you have no way of actually tracking it. Results, still anxious, scared of driving a car. Now, think about this in the content creation terms. You have two versions of you. The first one makes 19 videos. Then, when the 20th one does not work, he quits. He starts thinking the same old thought. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I tried hard enough, but it didn't really work, so what's the point? But the other version of you keeps going, not because he's clueless, not because he's blindly motivated, but because he has a better vision for the future, for himself. He understands that YouTube is not the only way to get monetized. AdSense is not the only way to get monetized. There are so many other and better ways. He knows the game is bigger than one platform. One video, 1 week, one result. He sees the bigger picture. He knows every rep gives him more data. More data gives him better decisions and more decisions. And better decisions lead to better outcomes and results. That is why he keeps going when the first version quits. The first version is focused on the pain of now, the present moment. The second version is focused on the value of later. One person reacts to failure, the other person uses failure as information and fuel. One person stops after the 19th upload. The other one realizes that 20, 30 or 50 videos might be the point where everything changes. That is the power of the correct volume, not just by doing more different tasks or projects, but doing more with a reason, doing more with a vision and a mission. Doing more because you know the future is built by the reps you do today. Now, the point of this whole video is because I have been in a similar place where I would do a lot of different projects. I would do dropshipping, e-commerce, and have an SMMA, and then try YouTube automation and do other affiliate marketing and just, all of these business models. But in the end, none of them actually worked because I was doing more reps, I was doing more volume, but I was doing the same volume for each different business model and restarting every single day. Now, this is something that took me years to actually realize that, first of all, the real reason why the first business model really didn't work for you or for me is because I would do so much volume of the different wrong stuff by doing a lot of different projects. And what happens is that my reason to actually work or focus would just break because my brain had no time to actually think for itself until 2023, where I logged in and went all in on my agency. And now I do web design. I help I help contractors and people that work in the service-based businesses to get them more clients by doing SEO and web design. I hope this could help you in some kind of way. I'll post more content that are pretty much raw, unedited as much as possible, and helps you going and keeps you going as well. Thank you for watching.